What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. My allergies are just terrible here. My face is just awful. Again, it's that time of year. Happy spring, everybody. But luckily, MLB is back. 3 a.m. I'm going to be waking up my time to watch a little baseball. Hopefully, you enjoyed MLB, Lindy's. Hopefully, that can end up being profitable. Let's have a Tatis home run show up. Again, plus 425 is still the prevailing number. Jump on that. That is good stuff, my friends. And then, well, we'll see how it ends up panning out. We'll see what happens here with this game one. Got to be able to react to some stuff after the fact. No batting props for that game two yet. We'll see how these lineups pan out, but lots to pay attention to there. If we're able to fire something up for MLB Lindy's, promise we shall. Otherwise, follow me on X at Eric Lindquist. Going to be updating and obviously sweating out that game. MLB back, just what a wild time. It'll be middle of June and I'll be like, why did I wake up at 3 a.m. to watch the thing that I've watched every day for 12 hours for like 3 months straight? But you know what? That's love, friends. That's love. Anyway, Bet365, love this deal. Bet 5, get 150 in bet credits. If you have that available in your state, take advantage of it. If you're 21 and over, if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. And of course, promo code BADNESS for Odd Shopper here. Off to a good start on the betting card. Looks like Zion going way under at the moment. Looks like Victor Wembanyama looking pretty good for that under as well. Ended up locking that a little bit later as the number got a little bit trimmed. Minus 113 over on FanDuel was pretty clear-cut one for me. Had that in some pick'em cards for some people as well. Really great stuff across the board. But no time to dilly-dally with 8 games here on the slate. Producer Jacob, hi, hello. Let's get to the picks. RD begins. We're going to Cleveland. This one's for you. Miami plus 3.5 here. Ironic, the LeBron James matchup on the teams he doesn't play for. I make funny jokes sometimes. That wasn't even a joke. It wasn't even funny. I see why a lot of you don't like me. Anyway, Miami, Cleveland. I am just looking at one thing and one thing only here. This under of 203.5. It's hilarious that that's the thing that grades out the best for me here at the present moment. We do have to wait on some news. Jimmy Butler and Nikola Jovic, questionable. Don't have Miami props. They're going to actually affect some of what we're looking at here because no Donovan Mitchell means no idea of how they're going to run around these rotations with Sam Merrill, Marcus Morris now there and played some minutes, and Tristan Thompson, Craig Porter Jr., pretty distant there. Darius Garland, Karis LeVert now starting here. Wild times, but 203.5 mainly because the pace of these two teams, they have no desire to move in it. With no Donovan Mitchell on the floor, they're going to fall even more into obscurity here. 97.7 possessions per 48 minutes for them. That is 23rd in the NBA, and Miami sitting there, 96.9 possessions, 28th. There are 30 NBA teams for those keeping track at home. So under 203.5, just going to be a lean for me. Not going to be betting it. This game is pretty unappealing with the props here at the moment. Obviously, we don't have them from the Miami side. Maybe something shows up for Bam Adebayo if you can react to that news. He has smashed some over PRAs for people lately. I'm probably going to be staying away. The Indiana Pacers taking on the Detroit Pistons next up here in Indy. 36-31-3 against the spread here at this point. And I thought it was a little bit surprising to see Detroit there on the winning end of the spread bets here as well. Again, you're up one unit if you were to be betting across on Detroit the entire season. That's pretty wild to think about. Pretty wild indeed. Well, no, you're not. You're down units. You can't break even and do that. Good thing I'm running a betting show. Anyway, Detroit, friends. Detroit paying close attention to a couple of pieces here. You had Cade Cunningham. Seems like he matters. He's off the injury report, but Simone Fontecchio, yes, 36 minutes of him a night. Could be in doubt. Questionable for this one. Marcus Sasser, probably the guy who ends up getting the start there. Thought Evan Fournier would get the start against Boston there. No. They just got really weird with that one. Now, Isaiah Stewart. I do think with him out, you're going to see Stanley Umude continue to be the guy who ends up starting on the Detroit side. So we do have some question marks in this early window of games. And I gotta say, makes me a little bit appealing. It's a little bit appealing. Again, the Pistons get this Pacers bump up. Everybody going to play the Pacers, and you're going to see a huge spike to pace. Top 3 in pace are the Indiana Pacers. Talked about it all season long. And Cade Cunningham, hey, he does exist. They do exist. Always a good thing to see. Also, I can't believe that MMM commercial is in my head on March 20th. But anywho, I like the pace of this one. 232.5. I like it. I don't love it. I don't want more of it. I just want a half unit. Milwaukee plus 6.5 taking on Boston. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a fun one. But from a betting standpoint, does anything stand out? Not really. I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised to see this being the way that it popped up, and it's supposed to be a bet on my sheet, but I rebelled against the system because you got a questionable Giannis Antetokounmpo, and if I get that wrong, I will never forgive myself for having it as a bet here on this program for you. If Giannis were playing, I'd be happy to hit plus 6.5 and move on with my life, but Drew Holiday questionable, Jaylen Brown questionable. I do think everybody suits up here. Sam Hauser questionable with the left ankle sprain. He's probably the guy in the most doubt. He's played nicely off the bench here of late, and obviously if Brown or Holiday miss, they're going to want him out there for 25-plus minutes. But as it stands now, Al Horford, he is off the injury report. Kristaps Porzingis, they had the kitty gloves on him. They didn't really have to push him too much the other night. Derek White had the evisceration spot, that's for sure. But a questionable Giannis Antetokounmpo. Can't possibly put this on the card. Milwaukee plus 6.5, yes. Dunksandthrees.com. They love the Boston Celtics. We've talked about them nonstop. Plus 11.2 adjusted net rating. The best team by far, according to advanced analytics, but not going to be pulling the trigger. Plus 6.5. The best play from it at the moment, but don't play it. It's why it's called a lean. Again, lean like lock. The lean. I'm not even thinking about betting this. It's just math. And Sacramento coming up here next. Heading to Toronto. Kind of excited for this from a couple of interesting vantage points, that's for sure. First off, there is a play from this one in a prop side of things. It's not on the Toronto side, so we'll start with them. As you're looking at the board for it, you got Kelly Olynyk, Agbaji, Dick, Trent, Brown hanging out. No more Grady Dick jersey swaps, I can tell you that much. Also, people hate fun. That's also what we've learned. Google it. Just Google it. Anyhow, you're basically seeing 8-man rotation right now in Toronto, which is strange. RJ Barrett continues to be out. DJ Carton, he'll be out for at least one more game. And Emmanuel Quickly, personal reasons, expected to be back later in the week, but as of right now, not going to be playing basketball. So Bruce Brown, the assumed starter there. It'd be very strange to see Javon Freeman Liberty getting the start over him in any capacity. And shout out Keon Ellis here. Kevin Huerter, left shoulder dislocation. Brutality. Trey Lyles, left knee sprain. This team had just gotten perfectly healthy. Well, I mean, Vezenkov, he's questionable, and maybe that actually matters, where he could actually come in and play some minutes. He played some minutes, and now Chris Duarte is just kind of filling that role here at the moment. But as it stands, we'll wait for it. Keon Ellis playing good two-way ball here at the moment for Sacramento in that starting rotation. Have him in for 30 minutes. That's basically a flat nothing that is showing out there. But I have one concern, and one concern only here. If you don't have Kevin Huerter out there, there is no doubt that you're going to get Malik Monk off the bench for around 28, 30 minutes every single night. And that is going to cut into the assist rates of one De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. I'm a little pissed because Domantas Sabonis plus 250 was the other night. Closes at plus 215. Nowhere close, even in overtime against Memphis, just 5 assists. And I just started running through it again, and I'm like, Books really did adjust this for the Malik Monk effect. Because again, that assist rate is going to cut into these other guys. I think it cuts into De'Aaron Fox a little bit more. Obviously, the ball handling duty, Sabonis is still going to see his. He's still going to see spikes from time to time. But De'Aaron Fox sitting at 6.5 assists in a game that they're favored by 9.5 against a Toronto backcourt with nothing here. I think you're going to see a more offensively inclined to shoot De'Aaron Fox. And, well, let's just take it away from, De'Aaron Fox is going to have to cede some assists over to Malik Monk. So, therefore, under 6.5 is a play that projects out nicely for me. I like it. I don't have a lot else to add. Oh, Odd Shopper, that's it. Friends, this is so easy. You take $1. Yes, $1. You probably can't, put it in like a vending machine, but you can certainly, friends, fire up $1 on your credit card for 1 week of OS Premium. Use promo code MADNESS down below, friends. Yes, MADNESS on your screen right there. This offer is going away here in a few short days as soon as that NCAA tournament goes live. So, before it does, $1 for a week of OS Premium. We're talking the Positive EV tool. If you're in a non-legal state, that is, if you have an opportunity to jump into the Fantasy Optimizer, there are tons of plays popping at the top of that thing, revamped for multiple sites. Yes, even some good stuff over in Sleeper and Better and other spots, not just the biggies in Prize Picks and Underdog. So, promo code MADNESS gets all of it to you. Check it out down below. Alrighty, y'all, back to the picks. Utah, massive dogs here going up against OKC. And why? Well, they just got Lauri Markkanen back. Wrong. Not today. Maintenance reasons, punting, and John Collins. John Collins is questionable with a head contusion for getting dunked on. John Collins got dunked on and he's questionable with a head injury because he got dunked on in the head. Anthony Edwards is so freaking good. It's so incredible. Anywho, let's take a look here. Professional Liberty Bibberty. Back to OKC here, friends. They are the favored side by a lot here, and they have 0 pieces of news pending here. Absolutely none. I should probably be professional here because this is going to be my lock portion. You know what? Producer Jacob, we'll just, this is for the social right here. Here we are. Let's party. Ready? Set. You keep the rest of this on YouTube. Look, we're just having a conversation. Hello, breaking the fourth wall. How are you this fine day? I hope you had a great time. Anywho, we've got Utah and OKC here, and I'm going to be looking at Chet Holmgren as the guy that you need to be firing up right now. Looking at some of his usage numbers, again, I understand they are massive favorites here. There is blowout risk, but that is factored into this number. And Chet Holmgren is still a guy who is going to get every opportunity to go out and absolutely eviscerate this horrible, terrible, no good, very bad Jazz team. I just gotta say, I have to be firing this up early because, again, this is just one of the best players, one of the best young players in the entire NBA at a points prop. It doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. Now, again, they're all perfectly healthy. So why is it that I'm still looking at this specific number? Well, for one, it's all about price. 2, projection. As I'm going through this and working through it on OddsShopper as well, finding a market-based approach, minus 125 is the current number on over 14.5 points for Chet Holmgren. And that is flat out wrong. We're talking about a guy with a 20.7% usage on the season. It's been higher over the course of the last month and a half. We see him continuing to shoot the ball well, 64.2% true shooting. He is finishing at the rim like a monster, 71% inside of 5 feet. That is 90th percentile in the entire NBA. Oh, and did I mention he's an almost 40% three-point shooter? He doesn't need much volume, but this game, 235.5, the pace is still going to be there. And the Jazz, they're basically just allergic to playing Walker Kessler out there for many minutes. And, well, even if he plays 23 minutes there on the interior, Chet Holmgren can step out and make it absolute hell on earth for the guys. So overall, John Collins, even if he sits here, I am so down with Chet Holmgren here as an absolute smash at this kind of a number. 14.5 points. Again, minus 125. Would bet this up to 15.5, assuming minus 110. Would bet this up to 135 here, or 140 close to, in terms of the over 14.5 points. This is my favorite play that I have coming into tomorrow. Kind of wild to see. Again, Chet Holmgren, we've had 2 locks on points props for him this season. Did you know we're 2-0? Oh, I did. Let's go 3. Let's go for 3. Yeah, this game sucks. Memphis taking on Golden State. Obviously, Steph Curry. Matters to get him back in that lineup, huh? Well, it didn't matter to our lock the other night because they decided to just get completely destroyed by Miles McBride and company. Yeah, Miles McBride getting in the starting lineup. Interesting configuration. Kind of a smart move by Tibbs. And Tibbs just saying, you know what? You're like my 9th guard off the bench normally, and everybody's been out or hurt, and we traded quickly and whatever else. Why don't we just completely flip the build and play small up against Golden State? Really kind of force the mismatches. And Trayce Jackson-Davis did get his off the bench. Didn't really matter. Draymond Green, very disappointing basketball game there. But now they're getting Memphis. Memphis much healthier. Didn't even necessarily touch on that as much as I should have last game. Desmond Bane, wasn't sure what to make of the minutes here. They go up against Sacramento. Game goes to overtime. We saw that he can see those minutes bolstered up there, but I got to think that still 34, 35 going to be the sweet spot for him from now until the end of the season. Would be surprised to see him pushing 40 or something here in his 3rd game back. But Santi Aldama is questionable. Jaren Jackson Jr. is back. G.G. Jackson in that starting lineup. Like what we've seen here, and Memphis did call up Jordan Goodwin from the G League, wasn't with the team there. Vince Williams doubtful. Still that massive injury news that you've got. Scottie Pippen's going to be out for another game. A couple of games probably for Luke Kennard. Brandon Clark sounds like he's close to coming back. Again, this Memphis team, I thought I was going to mine out something from the injury report, but alas, I did not. Draymond Green questionable, Moses Moody questionable on the Golden State side, and running the numbers, there's just a little bit of uncertainty, but I doubt we're going to get low-hanging fruit where the books are going to post some kind of a number here for Trayce Jackson-Davis, trying to just proactively say, hey, his 22, 24 minutes could turn into 30 potentially without Draymond Green out there and a true big and Jaren Jackson Jr. on the other side. So, I don't know. Golden State minus 10 is the lean here, but Bane and Jackson are basketball players. Like, Memphis, they're terrible overall. Gigi Jackson's fun to watch for what it's worth. But Santi Aldama, if it gets ruled out, Trayce Jackson-Davis should have an absolute field day. I'm going to see when those numbers get dropped. Hit me up over on X at Eric Lindquist if you're interested in such things. Because again, might blindly fire some overs before that Draymond Green news if they give it to us. I'm going to give this to you, friends. Bet 5, get 150 in bonus bets. Again, there are 10 states. Yes, now 10 states where Bet 365 is available. The newest, of course, North Carolina, Arizona, pretty recent as well, but Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, New Jersey, Ohio, and Virginia. Those are the 10. Would you like $150 in amazing ammunition coming into the NCAA tournament? I bet you would. Well, bet $5 at the link below. You'll get 150 in bonus bets at Bet365. And we're talking about one of the most advantageous books to fire props on. One of the most advantageous books worldwide. One of the most reputable books worldwide. Telling you right now, $150 in bonus bets, a great deal to bolster your bankroll right now. So head to the link below, fire it up, bet 5, get 150 in bonus bets, only for 21 and over, 18 and over in the state of Kentucky. And if you have a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. 2 games to go. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bells. We head to the game I'm the least interested on the entire slate. Philly taking on Phoenix. Yeah, we saw Tobias Harris get ruled out the other night. He is questionable. And then the Phoenix side, everybody's in. Booker, Beal, Durant. They're huge favorites here. I don't know what to tell you. I got nothing. I have nothing here. I say this now, and it's probably going to be like a lock prop that shows up. Again, that's why you want to check out the premium Discord. $1? $1 to have an entire week. Discord, the premium betting card for myself, Isaiah Suarez, Ben Raza is the guy you really want, Matt Krzyzewski hopping in there as well. Those are the guys you want for the NCAA tournament. I'm going to be betting in, that's for sure. I'm not a college basketball expert, but I utilize a market-based approach where you are simply finding the best lines you have available to you in your state and firing them up. Good times, good talk, glad we had it, but this game sucks. Don't bet it. Best play that I have from it is an under, so enjoy it. 220.5, just a lean on the total. Yeah, let's get to something that was a borderline lock. I wanted to lock this so damn badly, but I refrained. The Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. Massive favorites here on the road. Is it still the Rose Garden? It's got to still be the Rose Garden, right? They haven't changed the name in like 2 years since they were relevant. Because they were relevant with Dame, even if they weren't all that relevant, because Dame wasn't going to be a number one and win an NBA title. But that's conversation for a different day. Still love you, Dame. You're enjoyable to watch. Anywho, we are looking at the Clippers with Terrence Mann questionable, Norman Powell questionable, Harden, George, Kawhi off the injury report. That is useful. We're still waiting for Russell Westbrook to get back. It doesn't matter all that much. He's fun, though. I love Russell. I always will. Anywho, on the Portland side of things, Scoot Henderson. He's going to start the rest of the year. 33 minutes is what I have him plugged in for here. You got Simons, you got Chris Murray, you got Kamara, you got Ayton. Oh, speaking of Ayton, playing ridiculous minutes for absolutely no reason. And yes, Jeremy Grant going to continue to be out here for it, but I was working through these rates, and it is just mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling that we are looking at DeAndre Ayton as a 35.5 PRA guy. He averages 32.5 minutes per game. And part of that is because of the blowout potential that we have constantly whenever you're talking about Portland games. Can reduce those minutes quickly, but when healthy, it seems like they're just going to play him 36 minutes a night. It's absurd. And yet, we're talking about a Clippers team that can do things to box out DeAndre Ayton and make it a little bit more difficult on him. You have Zubats. You're going to go then to Daniel Tice for some minutes. You can, if you really want to dust him off and make it work, Mason Plumlee, but more than likely, Zubats is going to be out on the floor for a lot of those DeAndre Ayton minutes. And as such, looking through Ayton's rates, I mean, he is a 97th percentile defensive rebounder, 28.3%, 11% offensive rebounder. But then on the other side of things, he just never passes the ball. 8.2% assist rate. That's like, I don't know, bottom quarter of the entire NBA. And then a 20% usage, just a 20% usage. Getting a guy like Scoot into the starting lineup with a 25.3% usage is not going to help your shooting volume. And yet, it almost felt like the last time out, this number didn't move. And I just kind of clocked it. I just circled it, started, highlighted it. I was like, I think I'm probably going to blindly bet if it shows up at 33.5, 34.5. No. 35.5, the opening PRA line here at standard minus 110. DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, we're going to like that under. We're going to like that under quite a bit. Should have locked it. I might go put some more on it. Let's get out of here, shall we? And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely little 8-game slate we have going on Wednesday. Thank you, producer Jacob. MLB Lindy's, fantastic to have that back here. We're going to take a week off then before opening day, but be on the lookout for that. Again, game 1, hopefully we can get something up for game 2. I'm not sure if that'll be on X or if it'll be on YouTube, but there will be something up for game 2 to react to what we see here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. 6 a.m. Eastern time, 3 a.m. Pacific time. Speaking of which, I should probably just go to bed here and just go give my eyes a rest. They're just burning. Anywho, producer Jacob, thank you so much, my dude. Allergy season sucks. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Wednesday.